Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media. I am so happy that you joined us today. And are you in for a treat? I am so delighted to bring to you Kevin Surace, who is a Silicon Valley innovator, serial entrepreneur, CEO, TV personality, and edutainer. Kevin has featured in Businessweek, Time, Fortune, Forbes, CNN, ABC, MSNBC, Fox News, and has keynoted hundreds of events from Inc. 5000 to TED to the U.S. Congress. He was Inc. magazine's Entrepreneur of the Year, a CNBC Top Innovator of the Decade, World Economic Forum Tech Pioneer, Chair of Silicon Valley Forum, Planet Forward Innovator of the Year nominee, featured for 5 years on TechTV Silicon Spin, and induced into RIT's Innovation Hall of Fame. My goodness, Kevin, you have been more than busy.
I stay busy. Why not? If we get one life, we should live it.
Yes, we should, and you are a pure example of that. Oh man, I just don't know. So let's talk about what does it mean to be an edutainer?
Yeah. Well, look, so I do a lot of talks on two areas, three areas, right? One, disruptive innovation. Two, AI, artificial intelligence, because that's been my field on and off for a long time. And I invented the virtual assistant, so most people know me as the father of the AI assistant, right? And number three is my upcoming book called The Joy Success Cycle. And the thing is we have all been to conferences where many of the speakers put us to sleep. And I think that the best thing you can do to educate people in a conference is to entertain them and sneak in all the education in the midst of that entertainment. So if you can keep it entertaining, then you're educating, and that's edutainment, right? So I do that. That's my brand. That's what I'm known for. And when I get on stage, I'm going to show you things that you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to hoot, you're going to howl, and you're going to walk away with one or two or three things that are going to change your life.
I love that because you're so right. I've been to so many conferences, and it does put you to sleep if they're not energizing the crowd. It's like, okay,
Yep.
so I'm glad to hear that. So let's talk about AI and how it's impacting us today.
Well, look, the way I look at AI is if you're not using it 5 times an hour, you're falling way behind. And I use it at least 5 times an hour. And people are going to hear that and they're going to go, well, I played with it. I know everybody's played with it. Start doing real work, real work. So an AI first mentality says before I type something in Word or before I do something in Excel or before I do a PowerPoint or before I've already engaged with AI. Before I am writing a script, I've already bounced some things off AI to poke holes in it, right? If I'm doing my film work or Broadway work or whatever it is. And so everything is using AI as my sparring partner, not as a cheat to say, write this for me, but instead as I've got this opinion or I've got this flow or I've got this document, tell me what is right with it. Tell me what's not going to work with it, right? That's what I need. That's what we need to do. And that's the power of AI today. And if you're using it right, it is a game changer for you. It's a complete game changer. So that's what AI is. And those who are using it are, in this way, 10 times more productive than they were without it, which means if you're not using it 5 times an hour, that person is 10 times faster at everything than you are. You don't want to be that person. You want to be the person who's 10 times faster.
Yes, you indeed, because absolutely love AI. I have so many different AI tools. I can make pictures, talk. I just absolutely love it. The,
Great.
the creativity is over the top. I
Right.
mean, and like you said, I use it to poke holes into
Yep.
my creation. So it's like having a sparring partner to bounce ideas off of.
Yep. That
So
that that is exactly right. And you want to do that. You actually want it to I ask it, poke holes in this. This is what I've created. Poke holes in it. How can I fix it? What are other people going to say? What does it compete with? Things like that. That's what you want to do, right? It's really fascinating. And you have to be okay with it telling you this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Start over.
yes, you absolutely did. It's pretty kind when it tells you,
Yes,
but
it's kind about it. That's right.
but you'll get the picture.
You get the picture. That is not going to work. So you and in order for you to have the mentality to reach out and ask this machine, how are you doing? How is this? Poke holes in it. It means you actually have to give up some of the thinking that you're the smartest person on the planet, because you're not. It has 28 PhDs, one in every subject in the world. You don't. I don't. So it is smarter than me, and I'm okay with that. I want to leverage its smart, and so I have this person, kind of, this humanoid kind of thing sitting next to me that has 28 PhDs that I'm spending a penny an hour on. This is brilliant. I also use 40 different AI systems today. I have so many subscriptions because every single thing is better at something else, right? I use all the different LLMs and I have private subscriptions on all of them because some can analyze videos and some can produce videos and some can analyze documents and some can write scripts better or help write scripts better. Some poke holes and stuff, some do research better. Everything is what it's supposed to be. So it's great to use the different tools.
Yes, and I'm glad you touched on that because people don't need to get stuck on ChatGPT
Right.
because there's other tools, AI tools that does a better job at depending on what the task is.
That's exactly right. Look, GPT-5 is my go-to for sort of everyday interaction. It's quite good, and I've stored many of my projects there. So it comes right up on the past knowledge of the project. That has value to me, right? I could go to another model, but I have to train it on that project. So that's fine. But Gemini works amazingly well on certain things today. Obviously, Flow with Veo 3 is fantastic at video creation, and in fact, video creation with sound. So I use that to sort of get ideas of where I want to. I'm not going to make a movie out of it yet, but I can certainly brainstorm on what maybe this set might look like or this scene might look like, right? So again, it depends on what you're trying to do. Everything has its value. Gemini is trained on YouTube videos, other things are not. So it's better at analyzing video and what's happening in a video. Some models won't allow you to upload a spreadsheet and others will. So obviously you want to use one that can analyze a spreadsheet if indeed you're uploading some huge spreadsheet. All of these are really fascinating. And then there's lots of specialized models. Suno for music, and if you're a musician, you can really hone in and make it do exactly what you want to do. Like just add a bass line to this song because I didn't finish the bass line or something. So you can get it to do exactly what you want to do, even though most people are just walking up to it and typing 3 words and getting some kind of song. I use it to solve real world problems that I could do in the real world, but might take me 3 weeks to that demo. And now I can have a demo in a few hours. Not in a minute. I'm not going to get what I want, but in a few hours. And this goes to one last thing. I'll shut up, which is people think prompting means 3 words. You give even ChatGPT 3 words, you're only getting out of it what you put in. If you write 2 or 3 paragraphs of what's important to you and how you opine on this subject and what you want and who the audience is and all of that, you're going to get something crafted amazingly well for you, right? It's going to take a lot less editing and it will not have hallucinations and all of that. So it's all how you approach it, how much time you put into it.
Yes, and I'm glad you stated that because I'm a very detail-oriented person. I've been in the tech field for over 50 years. So detail is in my DNA. So
Yeah.
when I'm talking to AI, I put whole paragraphs Uh, I'll write something out and I'll say, can you make this sound better? Or what do I need to fix with this? And I'll put that whole 2 or 3 paragraphs in, and then it comes back and with a totally different model of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes. So I definitely feel you on that. So the impact of AI in the coming years. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, the impact on AI, everybody thinks, oh, it's jobs. Well, I like to say certain tasks are going away. Like I used to pay someone to do illustrations for me, and I don't need to do that anymore, right? Because I can get AI to do that. I used to pay for people to write blog posts. I don't do that anymore because I can interact with AI to do that, right? So there are tasks. I work in the AI space in software QA. I think that QA automation engineers and manual QA testers are short for this world. It is unlikely that we will have those 5 years from now. Those tasks are going away. Customer support is another one, right? AI virtual assistants are doing a better job than the people. And someone's going to listen to this and get all mad at me, and nobody does a better job than people. Well, it turns out they do in certain repetitive tasks. However, what we have found in technology for hundreds of years is as technology comes along that makes people more productive, it drives the cost of goods and services down because you're producing more for less. That drives the need for human resources up. And so this is how it's always been. The computer came and said, that's it. That we're going to shed. People don't realize this, right? The desktop computer showed up from the mid 80s to the mid 90s, and people were saying, that's it. We're going to lay off all these people. Well, we did. The secretarial pools went away, and some other people went away. But all of a sudden, there were all these IT jobs to maintain the PCs that were on people's desktop. And so, in fact, we ended up employing more people, not less people, and we made people more productive at their own desk, et cetera. It's true with the internet. It's true with smartphones. It's true with AI. So, yes, your particular task set may change or be gone, and you might have to upskill yourself into some other area, but there'll be more jobs and different jobs, including just managing the AI and being the AI robot overlord, right? So all of this, the psychology of rolling out AI into a corporation, right? All of that needs help. They need people to help people. So I'm not worried about the job market at all, but some tasks are short for this world. And they always have been. Like this has been true in history, right? The person who fed the horse when we had millions of horses and buggies for transportation, that job pretty much dwindled to very few, right? We don't need that many people feeding the horses because we don't have horses on our streets anymore.
Right. So, Kevin, if people want to connect with you, how do they do so?
Well, that is easy. It's just my website, kevinsurace.com.
Okay. Now, do you do like workshops and things of that nature? Can we talk a little bit about your workshops?
I can. So these are usually for corporations and companies that that really want to learn how. Let me say it in the right way. You've got employees. They played with AI, but they don't know how to do real work with AI. And so the job there is to give them tasks to get real work done on their products and services. So that's what I do, right? I'll come in and say, you make this thing. Let me teach you how to think about what the next version of that is. And you're going to spar with AI over what that is. And when we're done, you're going to have a next version that has a set of features that beats your competition. It will have images of what this thing looks like. It'll probably have a bill of materials on how you build it. And they're going to go, I did all this in an hour. It would have taken us a year. That's right. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying you now have started from someplace that isn't a blank slate. And what a miracle that is, right? So those kinds of workshops that get people working on their notebook in a very specific way to get real outcomes, right? Other workshops have roundtables and they spar with each other over what's the biggest impact AI could have in our groups, in our teams, and what we're trying to achieve, right, as a company. So you want to get people doing real work. And once you get them doing real work, they get more comfortable. And once they're comfortable, when they go back to the real desk, they may start to do more real work, right? That's the fun thing.
Yes, and that's important because a lot of times with the fear of my job is going to be eliminated in the back of their mind, a lot of times people resist
Yeah,
because
that's
of
the
that
wrong
reason.
thing to do. You know why
Yes,
that's the
I
wrong thing
agree.
to do? So the word sabotage comes from France in the mid 1800s when they were rolling out automation to automate clothing manufacturing and shoe manufacturing. And the French workers would throw their sabots, their shoes, sabot, into the machine, therefore sabotaging the machine. All right? And they thought, that's it, we'll win over the automation. Okay, I don't have to tell you that automation won, right? This is in fact, the workers that were fired were the ones who threw their shoes in the machine. So the last thing you want to do is stand in the way of this progress. It's
Yeah.
here, it's coming. And if you think it's coming for your job, then become the robot overlord. Because when you become the robot overlord, you're the one who stays. Well, this is the one who knows how to operate that new thing. Keep them. They are
Yeah.
the AI expert. Keep them. You know who goes first? The people who go, I don't want to learn this stuff. In fact, I don't even want to hear. Great. You can go work somewhere else because AI is here to stay. And if you think that AI is not here to stay in every part of your work life, you are wrong, right? That's like the people who said the PC isn't here to stay. The internet came, 1995. Some people held off for 5, 6, 7 years before doing anything on the internet. But eventually the internet won. Everybody's on it, wherever you
Yeah.
are in the world, right? Same with smartphones. How many people held off and said, I don't need that newfangled thing. I'll just use my flip phone. Well, eventually everyone got a smartphone. Why? Because you're falling behind, right? The technology always wins. And the people who win with technology embrace it first. The people who lose with technology are the laggards, right? In fact, the term laggard came from the Industrial Revolution at the time, where people were following Mr. Laggard, who said, don't use the new machines. We will prevail. They didn't prevail. They were laggards, and they now in history they're known as laggards, right? Don't be a laggard. Be first to learn this stuff, whatever it takes. Be the expert. You're going to end up managing the group that's left. And the group that's left may be less people than it used to be. But on the other hand, those people are going to be the ones who embraced AI and really know how to manage it.
Yes, and I definitely have to agree with you because when I started the computer industry, it was mainframes,
Sure, of course.
biggest room, computers, you know what I'm saying? And then I evolved with the technology down to, I mean, the cloud. The
Right.
cloud was just an in-house collection of computers that
Yep.
was running the company's data. And then it went to, okay, give this to Microsoft and or what is it, Amazon, and let them hold all that
Right.
stuff.
Yep.
So you have to definitely evolve with the technology for sure. You
Or
have
do, or don't, and then retire. that that is
and,
actually your choice. If you don't
and
want to
even
retire
then,
early, embrace technology.
even then, you have to do that. You have to embrace technology because just to sign up for your Medicare and all that stuff, you do it on the computer. No
Right.
one wants to really see you.
There are so many events today that the only way you can buy tickets is via the computer. If you are not on a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, or Android phone or something, you're out of luck. You have to call someone to buy them for you. You can't buy them. That's how it works. So you have to embrace technology.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right, let's talk a little bit about your book that's coming out. All
Yes.
the books.
Well, the joy success cycle. So I have 95 worldwide patents in all these different fields, and people ask me all the time, how is it that you've got all these patents? And I started really thinking about what I do different in life. How do I approach life differently, right? And it isn't for everybody to go invent all that stuff. But one of the things that I found is that my mind is open all the time to solve problems in a really interesting way. I can see the problem, I can see the pain point, and then I want to go solve it. And your mind has to be really open to do that. And the science suggests you can only get there if you're in a truly joyful state, believe it or not. Because if you're not, your mind is buried and occupied just getting yourself out of some depressive state or negative state, right? So then I started evaluating how I live. And one of the things I do, there's a lot of things I do, and they're all in the book. But one of the things I do is I make a joy moment out of everything that I'm going to do that day. Every single thing on my task list is an opportunity for a joy moment. Every single one. Now, most people make everything on their task list a painful moment, a negative moment. In fact, what we call a joy killer. Oh, I got to sweep the floor. Oh, I got to be an Ida's podcast. I don't have time, whatever, right? No, it's a joy moment, which you can tell in me being on your podcast, right? I'm joyful all the time. So if you have joy moments all the time, you're upping your, what we call positive quotient score. And when you do that, you are ready to take on the world and you will have more success. So I'm going to give your listeners or viewers one trick. It's one of the ones in the book, and it's a very important one. Tomorrow when you get up, count all of the negatives or complaints that you have, internal or external. Just count the number throughout the day. It starts with the moment you get out of bed, right? Oh, I didn't sleep long enough. You just count it. You're going to get to about 100 because humans naturally complain 80, 100, 120 times a day. A lot of them are internal. Some of them you voice, but you have that many complaints. That will surprise you. Then the next day, right, the second day, you have a new goal. It's the one complaint a day rule. You only get one. Because every time you complain, you're taking yourself down, not up. So now you only get one. So if you get out of bed and you forget and you go, oh, my knees hurt, you've used up your one for the entire day. Well, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? So now it forces you to say, I'd like to complain about that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to find the joy in that moment. And it starts to teach you to find the joy in every moment. It changes your life. Following this book, which the book is almost meant as, as a method, right? Just follow the method from chapter 1 to chapter 14. Just follow the method. And if you follow the method, you're going to be way more successful. Whatever success means to you, right? Could be family, could be podcasts, it could be something at work, it could be monetary. But whatever it means to you, you will be more successful driving it with joy. The last thing is recognize, a lot of people think, well, when I'm successful, I'll have joy. That's arguably a complaint. No, joy leads to success. It's the joy success cycle. So joy begets success, and more success begets more joy, and it goes round and round and round and round, right? And that is the joy success cycle. And it's an infinite loop, but it starts with joy, which drives more success, which gives you some joy, which drives more success, and you just keep that loop going, and it will change your life.
Wow. And what's the name of the book again?
The Joy Success Cycle. It'll be out in the spring.
Okay. Well, we will be looking for that. And
Yes.
I wake up with a heart of gratitude, which is the same as the joy, because
Yes.
what I found is when you are grateful for things that you already have that's right in front of you, it removes the complaining. You can't complain, because when you start listing out, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, thank you for this, thank you for that, there's no room to complain.
That's right. Good point. And, the thing about getting up that I would say was interesting about being grateful is the first thing you should recognize when you wake up. Be grateful you're alive. Anything could have happened overnight to not allow you to be there. That is a miracle right there. You started off the day in a miraculous way. You are alive, not dead. This is amazing. Just start there. And how amazing that is to even be there. And if you're in a place where you're relatively safe and you have food on your table and a roof over your head, you already have 10 things to be thankful for right that moment. You have almost no right to complain the whole day, right? And so you want to start in a great place, right? In a great mood with a great attitude and lots of joy for what you've been given.
Yes, and it also helps you to, whatever work you have to do that day, it just changes the whole atmosphere when you start your day there.
Oh, of course it does. Of course it does. And then maybe you find that you don't have 100 complaints during the day, because the 100 complaints during the day, I tell people to go count all their internal and external complaints, right? Because they're always surprised at the number. Even if it's only 35, they go, I complained to myself 35 times today. This is, what am I thinking? Right. What are you thinking? Why are you
Yes.
wasting your day complaining? Instead, let's find joy moments all the way through the day so that you can move forward and be the most successful you can be.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you brought a smile to my face, Kevin.
Oh, that's great. More joy was spread today, and maybe your listeners will find more joy, and maybe a few of them will follow a little bit of that method, and eventually, when the book is out, buy the book, follow the entire method, will change your life.
Yes, and it's always about working on yourself because as humans, it seemed like going to the left is the first option.
Right,
As
right.
opposed to going doing the right thing. It's like you really have to work at it. It's like, why do I always have to work at the right thing and the left just jumps right on me?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so I definitely appreciate all of this. And again, how do we connect with you?
Sure. My website, kevinsurace.com, and my LinkedIn, I post every day.
Oh, okay. Good, 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 good. Because I love LinkedIn. So that's awesome. So I would love when the book comes out, I would love for you to come back
Love
and
to.
we can definitely talk about the book because I love reading. So I can't wait. And you said it's coming out in the spring.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I'll be definitely keeping my antennas up for it.
I'm waiting for the publisher to print. So we've done our final round of edits, so we're in good shape.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you so much for taking time out of
Oh,
your
you bet. Thanks for
and
having me.
yes, indeed. And ladies and gentlemen, I thank you as well. Have a wonderful day and stay tuned.